Notification volume set to 0%.
Hello, friends all over the world. Welcome to the first edition of my series captioned From My Thinking Corner. I want to use this series to introduce myself, to tell my story, to share my story to everybody all over the world, those who would want to know, who would want to listen, who would want to hear. It's one thing I have understood. To exist is another thing to share your story. And it's always best when you do this yourself and not depending on anybody anywhere to do it for you, because when they do it, normally they don't tell the story the way it should be. So, welcome to my thinking corner, and I want to plead with you to please share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be coming to you virtually every week from now to share my thoughts with you from my thinking corner. Today I'm going to be starting with questions and answers about myself, and I'm going to be as quickly, as brief as possible, as fast as possible. And so my first question here is, who am I? Who am I? And I have to start by telling you my name, which is Sunny Zuriks, otherwise known as Sunny Zuriks. Sunny Zuriks is my stage name because I am a musician as well. I sing, I write, I sing, and based on that, I am known as Sunny Zuriks. So you can call me Sunny Zurike, or if you like, call me Sunny Zuriks. Zuriks as in Zuriks. That again, like I said, is my stage name. I am a singer, I am a writer, I am an author, I am an ordained evangelist. I have currently a book on Amazon captioned Journey of Grace. I I would ask that you do your very best, find out time, go online, especially to Amazon, read this book or buy this book to support my cause. And that's about the question on who am I. My number two question here is, where do I come from? Which is a very important question. You want to be my friend, I want to be your friend, I need to know where you are from. So I must say that I'm from Nigeria, the eastern part of Nigeria. I am an Igbo man, and I'm very proud of the fact that I am an Igbo man. The reason being that the Igbos all over the world are very hardworking, very industrious, and we don't ever come last. We do our very best to distinguish ourselves wherever we find ourselves. That one I know too well. So the local government area I'm from in well, the state first is Imo State, and my local government is Olu. Then my community is called Omuazala or Bibiochasi. My parents are both late, Nze and Mrs. Ezurike Ozawihe, of blessed memories. Number three, what happened to my eyes? Wonderful question. What happened to my eyes? Of course, you can see I am reading Braille here, which is a form of reading and writing for the blind. That tells you that I lost my sight at a point, and it's important to mention what truly happened. It was measles that caused my eyes, that cost me my sight. Uh, you'll be surprised that measles is not one of the leading causes of blindness elsewhere apart from Africa. And this is one reason why I would want to seize this opportunity to call on African leaders to put their resources together to fight this deadly disease. It is not friendly at all. It still prevails as a major cause of blindness in the African continent, whereas in Europe and the rest of the Western world, measles have long been eradicated. Measles do not pose any such threat to any child anywhere in Europe. So we in Africa need to fight this menace and make sure we overcome it. So when I was 3 years old, there was this measles outbreak within my community that affected children of my age bracket, and the story has it that practically everyone that was affected by this measles died, apart from me, but not without paying this ultimate price of losing my both eyes. I don't feel bad anyway that I lost my sight. It's better to be alive than to be dead. So I'm happy that I'm alive to tell my story myself. Of course, if I had died, nobody would have told this story, and of course there would have been no need. It would have been meaningless. You don't share such story because at that age I would have been nothing, and there would have been nothing actually to tell of me. So I'm most grateful to God that He spared my life and made it possible for me to live till death in order to share my story myself. And my number four question here is: are my parents rich? A very short and simple answer to this is that my parents were not rich. They were not rich. They are now late. Uh, they had no money. And because they had no money, they were unable to train their children. My father, in particular, was a polygamist. He was married to 4 wives. He had 28 children. And apart from his daughters who were able to go to secondary school, all the male children did not go to secondary school. What they did was, the moment they finished their primary school, they were sent to learn one trade or one skill or the other, which is most traditional in the area where I come from. Once you're done, you're a male child, you're done with the primary six, they send you out to one master or the other to learn one skill or one trade. And at the end of the tenure, you are settled. Unfortunately, not one of them was settled. So they all ended up touts or drivers or motorcycle riders, or one funny thing or the other. Apart from me, who went to university up to masters and PhD, of course, by the reason of my blindness. Because I know if I hadn't lost my sight, I would have simply ended up the same way they did. And so, how have I been managing all this while? I must say that it is God. The credit must go to God Himself, who has helped me thus far. Because honestly, without God, I wouldn't have been able to go as far as I've gone so far. So God has been merciful. He's been generous to me, so kind to me, and that is what truly has sustained me. Because my parents had no money, they were stark illiterates. They didn't even know the importance of education, so they didn't. In fact, it took the intervention uh, of uh, of let's say a good Nigerian, really, to send me to school in the first place. It would have been extremely difficult if it were to be left to my parents. They wouldn't have known what to do. And I'm so grateful to that man. I know him. I don't know if he's still alive till now, but I'm not too sure. But at any rate, I am grateful to him because he was one that did tell my parents of what to do and where to take me to. And that, of course, is the reason why I am where I am today. And the number six question here is: am I married? Of course, I am happily married. I am married to about the most beautiful woman on earth. She's not just beautiful, she is equally God fearing, a woman that is decorated, fully decorated with the Spirit of God. She is equally a singer, she is a prolific writer, and she does hairdressing for now. We are blessed. Our marriage is blessed with 6 lovely children. I'm sure you heard me well. 6 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm so happy and proud of my kids. My kids are doing well. They are friendly. They are lovely. They are kind-hearted as well, just like their parents. And with 4 beautiful daughters and 2 handsome soldiers. I'm sure it can't be any better than it is. So happily married with lovely kids, and that is it. So my number 7 question here is, what is my current status? Yes. What is my current status? My current status is that I'm doing my PhD research in Portugal, and my area of research revolves within and around international law. Of course, like I did say earlier in my introduction, I am a lawyer. So I'm doing my research in law, and prior to now, I was in the University of Aberdeen. Aberdeen is in Scotland, United Kingdom. There I did my master's degree in human rights law. Before then, I was in the University of Nigeria, which is Nigeria's foremost university. Of course, I read law there, the most noble profession in the whole wide world. And from there, I went to the law school, Nigeria Law School, Buhari, Abuja, where I got called to the Nigerian bar. So I hold an LLB honors and a BL as well. And of course, prior to the university, I was again once more in Nigeria's premier college, King's College, Lagos, where I distinguished myself. I was naturally not meant to be there, but for God, my Father, who owns the entire resources, who owns the entire world, He was one that made it possible for me to be among those qualified to be in the school. Originally, King's College was designed for the very rich. So, destiny took me there, and I'm so proud and happy with that development. So, I also worked as a state counsel in the Ministry of Justice, and I rose from the position from the rank of a state counsel to that of a chief state counsel. Acted as Administrator General of my state 2 times. I'm so happy and proud of myself, notwithstanding my blindness. And the next question here is, how is it possible that I have gone this far notwithstanding my blindness? Of course, like I did mention earlier, it's been God, and it's been God all the way. And what I have discovered is that at each material point in time where I've had to cross bridges, God has always provided men and women of substance who have helped me without expecting nothing back in return. And such men, such women that God has provided have taken very good care of me without sparing anything. In particular, I want to give a shout out to my friend, my brother, and my man in Aberdeen, Pastor Chris Wood. Sir, I am most grateful to you. Of course, what you did for me, words are not enough to truly express. At the point where you came into my life, at the point where God directed you to come looking for me, I was in the verge of giving up, of dropping from my masters, because I had just 1 pence left in my account. So I'd made up my mind to go back to Nigeria, but he came and said, "Yes, God sent me to you." Amen. Friends, for 24 solid months, 2 good years, Pastor Chris Wood sustained me in Aberdeen, paid my rent, £1,035, covering my rent, my telephone bills, my internet bills, my TV bills, and I still had some change left to take care of my needs, to solve some of my problems. So I truly remain grateful to Pastor Chris Wood and his lovely wife, Elaine. And then my little boy, Josh. I'm sure Josh is big now, very sure of that. So, most grateful to you, sir. Thank you very, very much. And of course, my number 9 question here is, what do I think of Portugal and its population? Portugal makes me, I'm super excited each time I have to talk about Portugal, because I honestly least expected to be here. I didn't think I was going to be here. I actually thought I was going to go back to an English speaking country, but somehow destiny again brought me to Portugal, and it's been a very wonderful experience. Such a lovely people, lovely population, lovely police, lovely government. There is so much peace, amazing peace in this land, and I'm so thankful about it. Especially, I've met some friends. I've met a lot of people who are so lovely, so hospitable, who have directly assisted me in diverse manners and diverse ways. And I'm so thankful to you all. So thankful to you all. My last question here uh, in today's edition is, what is my plan for life? Remember, friends, before I answer this question, remember to subscribe to my channel, please. Share my channel, like my channel, be my friend, wherever you may be. Because I'm going to be coming on to you once in a week from now henceforth, sharing my thoughts on what I think about life, what I think about the society, what I think about humanity. And so this, my last question is, what is my plan for life? Well, after my PhD, my plan is to settle for charity work. I'm going to be working with my charity organization, Redemption International for the Blind, which I personally founded. And I will be glad if you can equally identify with this charity. Our major target is to affect positively lives of blind persons or blind people anywhere in the world. We want to affect their lives, transform their lives, contribute to their lives in any way possible, especially with the reduction of books, textbooks, study materials into accessible formats for the blind, so that the blind can, on an equal basis, equal basis, have equal access, equal opportunity to study alongside with their sighted colleagues with their books, exactly the same kind of books, in either braille or audio or digital. This is what we tend to pursue. Uh, but every year back home in Nigeria, we do our annual charity organization where we give to the blind different kinds of facilities to enable them study, to enable them live independently. Things like guide canes, tape recorders, typewriters, laptop computers, desktop computers, braille papers, talking Bibles, talking wristwatches, braille wristwatches, uh, balls for the blind. We give different kinds of things, games for the blind. And so if you want to be a part of this charity, I will be glad to have you on board. Uh, Reach out to our website. Check us out on our website, riftb.com, riftb.com, and you can send me an email using riftb.riftb@gmail.com, or of course you can drop me a text or give me a call if you don't mind, and I'll be your friend for life. Thank you very much for watching today's edition of my series from my thinking corner. This time next week I hope to come again your way, and please do not forget once more to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to like my channel or like this video. Do not forget to share this video or share my channel. God bless you a million times. Thank you and bye for now.
Pause button. Stop button.